Live from the 409, Ashley Elam and Mike Canizales. 409 Sports Blitz on 12 News. Brought to you by Leak Sealers and 5 Point Credit Union.
Hello and welcome to the 409 Sports Blitz. And first of all, I'm going to pick on them.
Of course you are. Oh, we're not even 10 seconds into the show.
We are 10 seconds into the show. It's 55 degrees. It might be a little cooler now up here in Jasper. 55 is official from Patrick Vaughn. And you've got a pea coat on.
Yeah. Tell me I am broke. I am.
Okay, anyway, we're not going to go with that song, but we are going to talk about a battle of the Bulldogs tonight.
Yeah.
The game of the week in the state. Jasper, ranked number 4 in the state, taking on Carthage, riding a 20-game winning streak.
Oh, yes.
Defending state champions, 7-time state champions since 2008. Oh, by the way, they've won 20 in a row.
Well,
and ranked number 1.
They don't have Carl Limbrick on their squad. They don't have Andre Thompson. So you mean to tell me that Jasper stood no chance tonight?
I didn't say that, but let's go to the highlights. It's our 409 Sports Blitz game of the week. And it was the battle of the dogs up here at Bulldog Field. And whose house? Whose house?
The Dog House.
That's right. Let's go. First quarter action. Carthage with the ball. Kai Horton's going to find Cavante Brown Hoskins. He's got himself a nice pickup there inside the 10-yard line. Now let's set up Mason Courtney. This is the guy I said to look out for. He is a workhorse. He would take it in here for the touchdown at 7-0. Now Carthage got the ball right back after an onside kick. Horton looking end zone. Instead, Andre Thomas picking it off and showing off those wheels that we usually see on the offensive side. But he's going the other way. Huge momentum shift, and you can feel it in the stadium. Jasper said, you know what? We can play with these boys. Later on, that would set up Carl Limbrick, touchdown, and all of a sudden, it's 7-7, and you can feel that energy on the Jasper side. They're starting to get confidence. How about confidence here? Trayshawn Adams to Micah Pickering. What a catch into your living room. Big time play there. First down, but they would turn it over on downs. Carthage now back with the ball, and there goes that workhorse again. Courtney just chewing up some yardage. He would never break away, but he would just pick up 10, 15 yards at a time. That's all they would have to do. And it sets up, who else? Courtney for the touchdown. He is in 14-7 Carthage. But here comes Jasper on the other end. Carl Limbrick, nice little pickup, but the drive would stall, and you can't do that against Carthage. They would settle for a field goal, and it's 14-10. Late in the second quarter, Courtney finds the end zone yet again with 7 seconds left on the clock. 21-10 Carthage at the half, and they win it. 35-18. Jasper showing heart, though. They scored a touchdown with about 11 seconds left, went for 2. And they made the score 35-18. They did not quit. And I think, despite the loss, Jasper learned a lot tonight.
Yeah, they're going to be just fine. But I know that when I was talking about Carthage, because I was at another game, you were telling me how big that offensive line was. Yeah. I got to take a look at it. They look like they're college ready. Kai Horton looks like he's D1 ready. But do you feel at any point in time Carthage might have been toying with Jasper?
Well, what I would tell you about this, if you haven't seen Carthage play before, they're not blowing the doors off to people. Yeah. They're not Alito. They're not scoring 80, 90 points a game. But what they do, they're very methodical. Yep. They know what they're going to do. They got a big offensive line. They remind you an NFL team. They're going to run their offense. They're not going to score 1 million points because they don't have to, because they can eat up all the clock and score when they need to. We've seen them score on the quick one-play hitter, but tonight they showed, hey, Jasper, you want to run the clock? We'll run the clock too. We'll play that game. Jasper couldn't stop them, and that was the difference tonight. But still, 35-18, Bulldogs of Jasper hanging tough. They'll be back, and they still got plenty to play for because you want to hold on to that number 2 spot, at least in district.
You know, and they're going to go deep in the postseason. We're not worried about the Jasper Bulldogs.
Maybe a rematch later.
Ooh, could be a rematch.
Could be.
Could be.
Now, we had some other great action.
We had some other great action. Slot T Mafia now over to Vidor. Powers lost a couple of weeks in a row, trying to get back to their winning ways. LCM coming to town. They're still searching for their number 1 victory of the season. How about those lights right there? It is homecoming at the same time,
That is the world-famous Vidor Pirate halftime show.
I was at Disney World for a second. Here comes Quentin Root looking for Trenton Kahn deep down the field. And on this edition of Mama, there goes that man. Woo! There goes that man. Trenton Kahn taking it to the house. Vidor up early. We're going to see more of Quentin Root here very shortly. Calling his number on the keeper. He's a keeper, taking it in for another 6. How about Quentin Root? You know, we worked with, or not worked, but we were with family, Taft Elementary.
That's right.
Music
That's
teacher.
Right. Mitch Root was our music teacher at Taft.
Throwing it back all the way to the Groves days. But Root is not finished yet. He's going to look and find, after this cheerleader shot here, is going to find Nathan Bullard here for the first down, taking it deep. And they were just doing this all night long. But here comes the LCM Battling Bears trying to get things going. We're going to have Ashton Landry here rolling out, dumping it off to Nick Granger. He's going to do the rest of the work, taking it down to the 5-yard line. Red zone, next possession, next play that is. Landry keeping it in for the touchdown there. Bears right back in it. But they're not done yet, because here comes. Nope, sorry about that. This is Vidor right back. Quentin Root off to Demarius Morse. He's going to take it to the outside. Touchdown, Vidor. Let's take a look at the big board.
Vidor rolls.
They're rolling tonight, 32-7 on the Battling Bears.
We are still scratching our head at how Vidor ended up getting upset by Splendora last week.
I still can't
bounce
believe
back
that.
in a big way, though, 32-7. Another score from that district we're going to tell you about here shortly. Huffman, they were in action taking on Lumberton. That's also from that district. As we go to the final there, we can go to take a look at the scoreboard. Huffman was in control over Lumberton. If we could get that score brought up here. There it is. Yes, Huffman 49-21 over the Lumberton Raiders. And Huffman stays undefeated for the year. And even though Vidor has that loss, that's a game that is kind of exciting. Vidor and Huffman could be really exciting, so you want to keep a lookout for that one. Other games going on in 4A. How about 4A Division 2? Orangefield traveling to West Orange Stark. Mustangs ranked number 3 in the state. We already saw the number 4 team in the state play the number 1 team in the state. How about Snap Crackle Pop Terrell to Jalen Thompson? That's the brother of Deontay Thompson, NFL. Arizona Cardinal. It's inside the 1-yard line. Terrell's going to keep it himself. Extra point was no good, though. And it's 6-0. Cornell Thompson probably not happy with the mixed extra point, but that's why he's one of the great ones. Jalen Brown now taking it to the house. 15 yards for the touchdown. 13-0. Woos. How about Terrell? He was feeling it tonight. It's going to find Braden Gant. Pop, pop, pop. Touchdown. Mustangs, and the route is on. Terrell now going to call his own number. Nobody open, no problems. He ain't got no problems. Touchdown.
Was that a Lizzo reference there?
Hey, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. And you know who's not going down is West Orange Stark. Interception now. That's Jaden Jones with the INT. We are going the other way. How about the Terrell to Thompson connection? Terrell to Thompson, that kind of sounds like a law firm. Terrell
like that.
Thompson Law
Terrell
Firm.
Thompson, TC.
I like it. Go to the big board here. West Orange Stark rolls over Orangefield, and the Bobcats had one of the top defenses in the area. Number 2 behind West Orange Stark as far as giving up points. You think West Orange Stark went out there and said, hey, we're the big dogs when it comes to defense?
They're ready.
It looked like it.
And I think we talked about this last week. They are ready for the playoffs. They're going to make a deep run.
They are.
Once again.
West Orange Stark, Carthage, Jasper. There's a lot of fun things that can happen in Region 3.
And we're going to be there.
Oh, we are going to be there. You know what else we have going on here in that same district?
Yes.
City by the Bridge.
Bridge City hosting Silsbee. Both teams trying to get back in the win column after last week's defeat. Tigers already up 3-0, but why not make it 10? And this is the second edition tonight of Mama. There goes that man. It is Antonius Arline.
The sequel.
65 yards to the house. Typically the sequel is not better, but tonight the sequel was better. Silsbee back on the move. Raymond Foster finds Quincy Kelly for a Tigers first down. Later in the drive, Malik Jones would cash it in for the Tigers. Silsbee up big, 17-0. But Bridge City not going away quietly. Ethan Osegur deep down the field, over the top like Randy Savage, 40 yards. That's a first down. Couple plays later, Osegura calling his number. He's a keeper on the keeper. 17-7 Cardinals. But Ashley, this night belonged to the Tigers. Malik Jones bobbing, weaving Okay, maybe he's not weaving. We're going to go right to the scoreboard
He
instead.
weaved you right out of the highlight.
Yes, he
that
did.
was how good it was.
That's how quick it was. Silsbee takes care of Bridge City, 51-21.
Let's go to the Hyphenation Bowl.
Oh, I like this.
Hardin Jefferson, Hampshire Finette.
Yep.
They don't like each other that much.
And why should they?
Why should they? They have to share hyphens and H's, but not the second letter. No, HJ, HF. And this is the Longhorns with the ball. Nice throw out there to Anakin Hall. Touchdown. And we are tied up 7-7. HJ wearing those nice alternate helmets tonight. Icy white. Stormtrooper look for them.
I like that.
Now, Jaden Porter, he's got himself a big run. And quietly, the Hawks are looking really good lately. Oh, Beaver Dubois got them boys playing out there in Sour Lake, 60-yard run there. Now it's Porter with the touchdown. That's going to double up the Longhorns at this point. It's 14-7 HJ, that is. Horns now. Oh, nice little dance move. Did he get that from you, Mike?
He may have.
He might have. Deontay Zeno going over the top, but Isaac Ogle is there, and that one is going the other way before he is finally taken down. That will set this up. Faking out the cameraman, our man, Jordan James. But hey, he caught up when it counts. He got it when it counts. Sam Dickerson is in, 21-7 HJ. Hampshire Finette now, Zeno to Evan Viator. But it's the Hawks that take this one. It has gone final, 42-31. Look out, HJ is going to be a playoff team.
We both picked HJ tonight. You know, we knew Hampshire Finette without Marcus Morris, it was going to be tough this season.
It is, but they've been playing their hearts out.
Yes,
and they've been in a lot of games. Just don't have quite enough. But in that district, you just get 1 win or 2 wins, and you're going to the playoffs. So it's not over yet.
It's going to be tough. We know West Orange, Silsbee, but then you got Orangefield, Bridge City. It's going to be interesting.
It's a lot up in the air.
Going down the line.
But right now, it is time for our first time out. As we go to break, it's time to take a look at our 409 Sports Blitz Band of the Week, the Jasper Bulldogs. And welcome out here to beautiful Jasper, Texas.
A little chilly out here.
Little chilly. He's got a pea coat on. It's more than chilly to him, Mr. Man who lived in Cincinnati. Anyways.
Really? We're going to go there? Okay.
Tonight, Port Arthur Memorial, they're a team that's quietly remained undefeated. They had them, one of the greatest games that we've ever had on the Blitz
that was very
in overtime to beat P&G. Then they go and thump LaPorte on the road tonight. They were back home, Memorial Stadium, taking on Goose Creek Memorial. All the money going in on Memorial, but who would win it? Goose
Land of the
Creek
Trill.
or Port Arthur? Let's go out to the action. Titans and Patriots. All blackout look for the Titans tonight as they take on GCM. Jamar Sanders is going to find Adrian Hayward, and he's got himself a nice pickup there for the first down. Now, Sanders going to find Elijah Williams, and that's going to set up a first and goal for Titan tempo. Sanders coming up now with his second touchdown, third quarter action, by the way. It's 20-6, Port Arthur at this point, and they're looking for some more. Adrian Hayward. I hear he hurdles somebody, so I want to see this, okay? I'm really excited to see someone hurdle.
Zeke Elliott?
Big text says that I have someone hurdling somebody. Adrian Hayward, and I believe that was a hurdle.
It froze up on us.
There it is! There's the hurdle!
Yes.
Our screen froze up, but Port Arthur did not freeze up. They win it tonight over Goose Creek Memorial. Your final is 20-13, that is. Other scores from the district tonight. Beaumont United.
They are doing their thing, Ashley.
Wow.
Bradley Thomas, Chandler Rivers, and boys, they are doing their thing.
They go to the Rock and hand it to G-Ball. Those Golden Tours, no match. 32-7, congratulations. Coach Graham's got those boys 2-0 in district play.
I was a little skeptical at first, but they're doing their thing. Homecoming in Kirbyville, that is Colin Brandon, or should I say King Colin Brandon. Kirbyville,
Hail to the King!
Hail to the King. Kirbyville hosting a Hardin, opening possession for Kirbyville. Wildcats driving. Cal Jones, this kid is electric. Finds some room, but not even Cal can escape allergy season. Pick up some tussin on the way home. Hardin with the recovery, but back come the Wildcats. Jones, time. Where's my man? Keyshawn Keys. There he is. What a
big catch there.
Keys to the city for a first down. Now, Jones to Armani Alfred at your service, tripping, falling, but he can get up into the end zone. 7-0 Wildcats. Hardin unable to move the ball. Simple punt right, wrong. Stephen Carroll off the launch pad for the block. I know Andy is proud.
Andy is so pumped.
Oh, he was asking me, did you get that, Mike? Of course I did. Hardin unable to move the ball, of course, but Kirbyville back in business. Jones, a little play action, avoids a sack. Fires it across the middle to Carson Watson. That's good enough for a first down. A couple plays later, Wildcats knocking the doorstep. That's Armani Alfred. Kid can make a lot of things happen. That is one of them. That was his second touchdown of the night. 14-0 Kirbyville. Hornets trying to get back in it. Now we're going to see a little bit across the middle to Landon Taylor from Caden Elmore. Wildcats D practicing a little social distancing there. He's into the end zone for 6. Let's take it to the big board. 14-6 is your final.
Another big district game had two of the district's undefeateds in 10-3A D1. East Chambers traveling to Buna. The Buccaneers have been knocking on that top 10. They haven't quite broke through. The computers have them at anywhere from 14-16. I say malarkey. That's a top 10 football team. Jacoby Peralt keeping it himself. I love that the light poles are still in front of you in Buna. It's old school. It's great.
And we know who's shooting this.
Ernest Caesar the third has himself a nice run, but it's not what we're used to. It's not.
It's okay.
It's not a touchdown.
It's okay.
It's not a touchdown. So you know what? This is what he's going to do. He's going to take it in. EC3, making it look easy for the score. We wanted that big touchdown earlier. Well, how about this? Buna back the punt. Caesar making one man miss. He's going to make another man miss. And he's got reservation for 6. Touchdown, Bucks, and East Chambers keeps on rolling.
Wear a mask, Fred Durst.
That's right, 42-6, social distancing is always encouraged. Other scores from that district, how about Tarkington? They go to Woodville, and the Eagles have got it figured out, folks.
Throw your dubs up.
They got knocked off by Buna early in district play, but now they win it 42-21. Woodville looks solid. By the way, this is the time of the year where I have to start doing math and figuring out who's in the playoffs officially, who's not. So be on the lookout for that next week. But
well, I was never good at math, so I'm glad you're going to be doing the math for us.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
But there was a big game for us last night, though, Ashley. Here we go from A. Martin Stadium in Lufkin. It's the rematch from the 2018 state championship between Westbrook and Longview. Open a drive for the Lobos. Jordan Allen, big guy, nice arm, connects with Jalen Hell. Nice catch by the sophomore. Bruins finally bring them down. First down, Lobos. Couple plays later, Longview in the red zone. Allen tosses up the Hell. What a passing catch by the duo, 7-0 Lobos. But Westbrook would answer right back. Bryce Anderson, the LSU commit, who's been lighting it up on the scoreboard this season, dumps it over the middle to Ben Bennett for the touchdown. Extra point is no good, 7-6 Lobos. But back come Longview. Allen, time, where's my man? There he is, doing what he does best. 47 yards to the house. That touchdown by Jalen Hell ties him for the 11th most receiving touchdowns in school history. And again, he's only a sophomore. Westbrook, though, back on the move. Anderson, one of the best quarterbacks in the 409. He can move. He can fill the end zone. It's a touchdown. It is now 14-12 Bruins. Then it's Anderson again, calling his own number, taking it to the outside, and we're all tied up on the two-point conversion, 14-14. But not for long. Lobos say, okay, this is the kind of game it's going to be. Landon Grant, the handoff to Caden Meredith. Kid's a playmaker in the backfield for the Lobos. Put that on TikTok. He'll finish with over 200 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns. Westbrook still fighting. Anderson on the keeper. Look at the fake.
Mr.
And they're
Anderson.
not going to catch him. The LSU commit would finish with over 350 total yards and 4 touchdowns. But it's the Lobos who would ultimately run past the Bruins in a big way in the second half, 51-28.
How about some other scores from around the 409 tonight? The little out-of-town scoreboard, if you will. Joaquin takes down West Hardin. They are undefeated this year. You can see why. 46-0. I said this game would be interesting tonight, and it was for most of it.
Yep.
Evendale falls at Hold AZ at 24-14, so
Solid
HD
matchup.
keeping pace with Deweyville, who's the district leader right now in that one.
And I'll be seeing Deweyville tomorrow. Legacy Christian at 44-22 over.
Actually, it's flip-flopped.
Oh, it's flip-flopped.
Bay Area Christian wins that one, 44-22. Coach Stevens, thank you for the score. Bay Area Christian wins that one.
I was going to say, that was a bit of an upset.
That's
there.
right, 44-22. Brook Hill
Hill.
Academy, the guard, they take down Anahuac 34-27. Also, Chester and Buckholtz, they were canceled tonight. Buckholtz had a case of COVID. We're having to shut things down. Had no score coming in from Coleman Hill and Crossroads. This game was actually added on the schedule, so I understand if we didn't get one of those. I'll check in with Cody Day here in a second, and he'll let us know what the score is there. Tomorrow, you got a busy day.
Very, very busy day. Thank God for big text, though. Burkeville High Island, that game starts at 11 o'clock in High Island. And then I'm going to be over in Deweyville for Sabine Pass. Deweyville, that game starts at 2 o'clock. And then the big one for later on that night, it's going to be Warren taking on Newton. And Newton, they've been, since they got into district play,
they have been on fire. If they come back and put me on camera, I'm on my phone here just to see if I've gotten any scores from them. I have not, and Cody hasn't tweeted out the score yet. So
very disappointed, Cody Day.
I'm not, Coach. You're busy. Don't listen to this guy. He wears a pea coat when it's 55 degrees. You can't trust anything this man says.
Wow, just like that.
Just
Way
like
to
that.
bury me on air, on live television.
That's what you get.
I thought we were partners, man.
We are, but still, sometimes it has to be
We're
said.
like Strike Force. We just broke up.
And more will be said when we come back after the break. Coming up, more 409 Sports Blitz.
Blitz.
Straight ahead. welcome back to the 409 Sports Blitz, where I have to, talk about Coach Day that you were just
I
trying
think you're
to
going to talk about my jacket again.
No,
Jeez.
Coach Cody Day, where you were dogging him for no score. Guess what? Even though he has green bubbles,
Also, he's an Android user.
he is apparently.
Smart man.
34-12, Coleman Hill knocks off Crossroads,
It's a big win.
who, by the way, is green. So that's green bubble, green
I
win.
like that, yeah.
You
should go green, everybody.
Back
by the
here,
way.
it was all about the Bulldogs, though.
It was.
Bulldogs
But
and
which
Bulldogs. Carthage, as advertised. This was your first time to ever witness a Carthage game, correct?
Yeah, no, and that's what we're talking about on the way up. It's like, have you seen Carthage? No, I mean, I've seen the highlights, and I saw the highlights for last year with Lumberton, but to see them in person, Kai Horton, that kid.
They're
is
large.
Big, and that offensive line is large and in charge. Like I said earlier, I think they all look like they're D1 ready. It was
They are.
man amongst boys out there. And Jasper, they're no lightweight.
No,
They're
certainly
ranked
are.
number 4 for a reason.
That's right. Let's go to the highlights tonight. Jasper trying to snap Carthage's 20-game winning streak, the defending state champs. But, Jasper was not intimidated. In fact, these boys were pumped up and ready to go, and just like that, it was gone. Just like that, it was gone. But I can tell you,
live TV, folks.
I like it.
Yeah,
it
you never know what to expect.
Sometimes you get so excited, you just black out, and that's what I felt like just happened right there.
Just like the Hangover.
But we're going to go with it again right now. Carthage and Jasper. And as I said, Jasper was ready to go. They were pumped up. So let's go back to those highlights. And yes, whose house?
The Dog House.
And we're not ready. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. These are technical problems, what happened with the live show, but we will have the highlights. We actually already did have the highlights early if you were at the beginning of the show. Jasper, what I'll tell you right now is Carthage came out, opening drive, took it in for the touchdown. Courtney, the running back, was amazing, just punched it in. After an onside kick recover, Jasper was able to pick it off in the end zone. Adams took it all the way the other direction. They tied up 7-7, only to see Carthage come back, take a 14-7 lead. Then it was 14-10. The big issue was Carthage was able to punch it in. Courtney with the third touchdown in the first half to make it 21-10 with 7 seconds left in the first half. And that's when you kind of felt everything was deflated,
Well, we talked about earlier about the methodical way that they will just carve you up. And they're very quiet. They don't really say a whole heck of a lot. They just go out there and they just handle their business.
Maybe it's happened when I'm not there. I'm sure the East Texas rivals up there will say different. But every time I've seen Carthage, those guys, they don't talk. They go out there, they run the system, they do what they need to do. The other team could be smack talking them, and that's going to happen. It's football, people. Like, I don't get my feelings hurt when I hear kids yelling back and forth. That's what's going to happen. Carthage doesn't talk. And if they do, they say it real quiet. And they just go out there, and they're like a pro team, and they do what they need to do, and that's what they did tonight. They win it 35-18. That is the first loss of the year for Jasper. And you got to tip your hats off, though, because the Bulldogs of Jasper came down, scored with 10 seconds left, and added a 2-point conversion, showing a lot of pride at the end.
Yeah, no, they definitely needed that, and they will be back. I mean, look, this team is stacked on both sides of the ball, and I know we talked about, they are number 4 for a reason. Rushing-wise, Carl Limbrick is still going to do his thing. Andre Thomas, and I said before, I think they're the best duo, and they're averaging over 333 yards a game.
Yeah.
Except for tonight, obviously. It just didn't fall their way, and I don't think it was really expected to go their way, but a lot of lessons though tonight.
A lot of it. And, I mean, they're going to be back, and we say that about a lot of teams. They're going to be back. Of course they're going to be back.
But Jasper will actually be
Jasper
back,
is a team that has a chance to make a special run, and if the bracket runs away, like it could, Jasper and Carthage could run into each other again. Of course, there's a team from Fruit City, West Orange Stark.
Mandarin oranges are part of the Orange family, by the way.
That's not you're bringing back Orange Bowl talk from last year, but no. Right. West Orange Stark, Carthage, Jasper.
Beat it when it counts.
Those are the 3 teams right now in Region 3. Besides, Pleasant Grove. Not even thinking about them. Those guys. I mean, Region 3 is a monster.
Teams, what you just said, it's going to be crazy. But like we said earlier, that beat them when it counts. I mean, you look at West Orange Stark and Silsbee. They are in control, West Orange Stark is, in the regular season, but back-to-back seasons, Silsbee is taking them in the postseason. So you never know what can happen.
That's right. It's always tough to beat a team twice. We talked to the kids. We had some players from Jasper talking about that before the game, and I said, no matter what happens, you might run into these guys again. Remember that. And it's always tough to beat a team twice.
Too. It was
a lot of confidence. Those guys.
Great to see. And it wasn't cocky confidence.
No.
They knew it was going to be tough. But I liked it. I liked what I saw.
That's right. It's time for another time out here on the 409 Sports Blitz. But before we hit the break, it's time for the 409 Sports Blitz Hits of the Week.
Ooh.
And the hit of the week comes from the Boneyard. Perfect name, right, for the hit of the week. Nathan Ballard. Oh, no, he is taken down, and that is going the other way. That's the name they put in there, but that's definitely not Ballard delivering the hit. It's LCM with the big pop. That's going the other way. That's your 409 Sports Blitz Hit of the Week.
Bill Goldberg style.
We're the Kirbyville Wildcat Cheerleaders, and you're watching 409 Sports Blitz on 12 News.
And welcome back to the 409 Sports Blitz. And, this is the time of the night where we take a look at social media, what's been going on around the 409. You just use that hashtag 409 Sports. I got to say that the moms from Bridge City.
Oh, we love the Bridge City moms.
They've
They're
been
called
doing
the
great.
Megaphone moms.
The Megaphone moms have been doing great. How about LCM earlier today? The LCM Bearfacts, they wanted to peace out the Pirates.
Deuces.
Gotta love that school spirit there, especially during these times of COVID. You kind of try to get that spirit in any way that you can. Notice all the masks. That's right.
That is
mask
great. They
worn
are,
all
and they are
around.
social distancing to an extent. It
I
looks
cannot
like, so
wait
they're
till we
doing
get
great.
back to normal next year. I'm hoping.
It might be soon. Might be next month.
Some other look at some other social media from around tonight. One more week. Oh, Nederland.
We're gonna be pumped. And you know what the great thing about Mid-County Madness is?
By the way, yes, it is Mid-County Madness
sorry
next
about
week.
that, folks. In case y'all didn't realize that, I played in it, and it's crazy. It's a great time. Lumberton volleyball, though. Hey, there was some volleyball that had happened.
Speaking
tonight.
about the Megaphone moms from Bridge City.
Bridge City, look, they've been having a great season volleyball. They are now 10-1, but Lumberton, give it up to them. They're looking great.
Lumberton Raider band there. Tough loss tonight against Huffman, but great performance there as always by the Lumberton Raiders.
Ethan O. Segura, yeah, he did take it in. It was a tough, battle there, and Silsbee did take it to him. But man, that was great. Kid's a playmaker.
He certainly is, and Bridge City is getting better. They're hanging in some tough games here. How about this? See y'all tomorrow. Just when you almost want to give up something, I'll never give up my Astros because it's my favorite team out of all of them.
No, but you know what? But some people did before the season started.
It's okay.
But,
I do know some people that might have given up on the Astros before the season started, but not us.
Yeah,
not us.
It was never us.
Hey, game day there, Vidor. They hung with Hold AZ, didn't quite get the win, but always like those. And
this is great. This looks like Disney World to me. Thank you, Corey G. The annual Fire and Light Show during the Vidor game.
That is halftime, yeah. And now I did not see any flaming batons anymore. You know why? It's because
this isn't Moana.
Well, no. They have turf now, dude. Like, and if you drop a burning baton.
Could you imagine that tonight if all of a sudden it flew on there? Oh, you have a story.
Funny story.
And this actually happened?
Funny story is more social media from around the area. I was at the Independence Bowl in Shreveport, University of Georgia against Texas A&M, and the Georgia Twirlers were out with flaming batons. And I thought, this is really weird considering they're playing on turf. She dropped it, it caught on fire, and an official had to go stomp it out with his feet. And it was brand new turf that year.
Has to be on YouTube somewhere.
Georgia probably had to pay for that.
Yeah, they did.
We're going to have more 409 Sports Blitz coming up after the break. And welcome back to the 409 Sports Blitz. We're live out here in Jasper where the Bulldogs suffered their first loss of the year to top-ranked Carthage, 35-18. Huge game across the state, but we got some big games coming up next week.
And we know the biggest game, which is more than likely going to be our game.
Well, we have to see.
But we got to talk about this one though first.
We put it up for a vote first of all. So you decide our game of the week. Westbrook is going to travel to North Shore. So you go from taking on Longview, one of the best 5A Division I teams, to playing the #1 two-time defending state champion North Shore on the road.
It's going to be tough.
That will be up for a vote for game of the week. Also, that Mid-County Madness game, I believe, is
I've never heard of that before. What is that? P&G Nederland?
That's right, yep. So that will be another big game next week. Also, other ones to talk about. Bridge City Orangefield, the Bayou Bowl. The rivalry is renewed. And then we got the River Bowl.
Evedale, Deweyville.
Good game.
Our guy Watson out there, Kate Watson, he's doing his thing out there. Then Evedale, the fighting Kelsey Johnsons.
So we can't wait. Tomorrow I'll be posting. You can vote for the game of the week. Before that, let's say goodnight and listen from the band of the week one more time, the Jasper Bulldog Band.